any idiot. We're broadcasting live from the top of Tower Hill in the beautiful capital city, Freetown. We do encourage your feedback and input on our Facebook page. Don't forget that we now also on YouTube, TikTok, and all of these social media platforms. Please send in your comments and contributions. We'll find time to read them. We'll be back with you, but for now, let us get a quick message from our sponsor, ECOWAS Commercial Bank, and other advertisers, and we shall be back.
In the heart of Sierra Leone's dynamic rhythm, ECOWAS Commercial Bank is your beat to a brighter financial future. We're not just a bank, but we're your financial partner committed to your success. We've got the financial tools you need to rise higher. Our team is here to serve you with speed and a smile because your time matters to us. So, are you ready to unlock financial prosperity? Highlighting key banking services such as Keke loans, Combra account, fixed deposits, SME loans, internet and corporate banking, from savings that grow your dreams to loans that fuel your ambitions. Demonstrating fast and friendly customer service. Showcasing cutting-edge banking technology and ATMs. Access your money anytime, anywhere with our state-of-the-art technology and a network of ATMs. Our ECOWAS SimCopper app puts banking in your hands, where you can pay for EDSA, AfriMoney, Orange Money, and pay bills including school fees and make transfers to other bank accounts. Remember, you can also experience ECOWAS e-banking today. Then join us now. Visit any of our branches or explore our website. ECOWAS Commercial Bank, your bank of choice.
Sorry, Carl, go see some business partners.
You didn't give me memory, Michael. Can if I can say you give me this people in not to in day. Michael, today you pay me money. I don't send it for let you help me send money in Ghana. 2 weeks now, you not send me money and 10 you not give me back me money. Today, you give me money.
You not ever sabi goodness in life. I send back your money, but trust me, today na the very last day I ever send money for now.
I don't need your help because I don't know so with Afri money. I they able send money. Now Baku Africa countries them.
With Afri money, we'll be able to send money to over 10 African countries, whether it's Ghana, Gambia, Liberia, or Kenya. If me party we know this, we not follow the party drama right now.
Okay, una go regret. Una go regret.
The best part right now, Michael, with Afri money, you they able send money even if you not use app, even if you not the online directly. All you need for do, you just a dial *161#. Pam, your money don't go. So I don't need the help again. Thief man.
Thank you.
Send money to over 10 African countries instantly with AfriMoney. No stress, no excuses. Just dial *161*1*6# now. AfriMoney, quick and easy.
Good to see your face again. It's been a very crazy day. The joyous feeling in the air when rain falls on a sunny day. Happy, yeah. Let the stars, let the roll.
Enjoy life's little pleasures with Maltina. Maltina. Share happiness.
As mama, I always want waiting best for me picking them, especially when it comes to waiting them for eat and drink. Now this make I always they choose Sierra juice because they make come from with local food them and nutritious and it gets less sugar than the other drinks them. Not to me say so.
We lab test show say Sierra juice gets 50% less sugar than the other drinks them na the market.
Because we mama they know waiting best for we picking them, now make we always they choose Sierra juice. Sierra juice and nutritious, it healthy and it's sweet. Sierra juice, not the taste of Salone.
Fellow Sierra Leoneans, on 8th August 2024, Statutory Instrument Number 8 of 2024 regarding the conduct of nationwide population and housing census was successfully laid in Parliament. On 29th August 2024, this statutory instrument became effective following 21 days from its laying. Therefore, in line with the decennial census calendar, I am pleased to announce that my government will conduct a nationwide population and housing census.
It's 2026, we dey get with census. Make all man tell him fambulem, and with responsibility for bring development. Make all man tell him fambulem. From the east to the west, blah 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 blah. From the north to the south, blah blah blah. No matter how you dare or you try, blah 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 blah. You want to call mama or papa, blah 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 blah. What pikin or grandpa, blah 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 blah. Auntie or uncle, blah 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 blah. What you build? May they come to you. Yeah, one people, one nation. May they come to you. Yeah, now we know back up bills alone. May they come to you. Yeah, no person say you not here. May they come to you. May they come to you.
I'm a papa. Make we come together now. Brother, sister, nothing saying no matter, no. No left behind, no. This night you 10 for. Can join the census. Salon now we on.
Okay, well, show me your name. Show me your address. For make you go join now the plan. The census go make you get the access. For make you go vote now this land. Let the all you. If you don't want make them country again, make them creep you. Cause this time you're salon for us.
See what you better say, Kekabo Aduo. We bring good news, salon people here yo. Census don't come again. We ready for contact, sky from the young to the old. Say the census go help make development day. Allow me then continue till you know go pay. It go air plan more schools, hospital and light, even water for you community. Who say you there?
May they come to you. Yeah, one people, one nation. May they come to you. Yeah, now we know back up bills alone. May they come to you. Yeah, no person say you not here. May they come to you. Yeah, may they come to you.
Census they come, the other we cooperate. Tell mama and papa, then get for country we all, yeah, make we all ready. Census go help for make we know we safe, and who's how we stand. If you claim say you love Salone, who's a development day, na day you for day.
Yambo tegina, mimbo tegina. Mingo teteke biambe. Ka 2026 census na me right, census na you right. Family. Imagine if they count everybody, they left you out.
Amulemba kotumogbawa, upoka kufuninge sagbele tuwa. Konya, ye amubuji hule panda. Wabulo letabo bawa baya ganga. Ye tumogbawa mudagbe behave. Komenti ya kuo salon bate mukeleva. Nyabi yina na metabo bawana. Yo mama kome kolabo ganya delega ina.
Kakontone dim din dang. Katap kata tinga be kata konkel. Anga be kata banganda yer. Abagato bagat aindo gor. Agalene samo jamu. Agatamu tarentamu. Donye mama marita kangontu.
Amiya timi wandi. Amiya timi wandi.
sun. No matter how you dare or you try. Blama blama, you want to go. Mama or papa, blama blama. One picking of them pa, blama blama. Auntie or uncle, blama blama. Motive, may they call you. Yeah, one people, one nation. May they call you. Yeah, now we number go bills alone. May they call you. Yeah, no person say you no care. May they call you. Yeah, may they call you. Yeah.
Right, good morning, and thank you very much indeed for joining us for this edition of the program this morning. So let's tell you what's coming up in the program this morning. Alima?
Coming up in the program today, we shall be discussing the sacking of Sierra Leone's football living legend Mohamed Kallon as head coach of Leone Stars, the future of the national team, and ways to improve football in the country.
Also this morning, we shall be talking about Sierra Leone and street kids generally, those vulnerable kids in the streets, and the contributions of ECOWAS Parliament. You know, the Parliament is convening a strategic meeting. They call it a crucial meeting, where they'll be discussing the vulnerability of street kids in Sierra Leone. That will be coming up on the second segment of the program this morning. But as you've heard from Alima, on this first segment, shall be discussing the controversy following the sacking of Mohamed Kallon as head coach of Leone Stars, and we would surely indeed like you to participate in the discussion this morning. By doing so, you could visit our Facebook page. It's AYV News. Go there. There is a growing community of online viewers that is there. We're also streaming on YouTube this morning. It's AYV News Wake Up Sierra Leone. And of recent, we are on TikTok as well. You could go there and drop your comments wherever you feel like dropping them, and we shall ensure to read them at strategic junctures along the program this morning. But just so we begin, as you've heard indeed from Alima, we are going to discuss, you know, the hiatus that is surrounding the sacking of the head coach of Leone Stars. Now, we are discussing also this morning the future of football in Sierra Leone and developments therein. So in the studio, we've been joined by Mohamed Benson Bawo. I'm sure you all know him. He's General Secretary of the Sierra Leone Football Association, SLAFA. And also, we are joined this morning by Eric Batilo Fumba. Eric is the Director of Media and Communications at the National Sports Authority. We're adding a third voice to the conversation this morning, who is in Studio 2. And we've been joined by Ahmadu Tambalebi. Tamba is a sport development advocate who's come this morning to lend his voice to the conversation that we'll be having this morning. Well, good morning, gentlemen. It's a pleasure having all of you here this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure too. Always.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, listeners. Good morning, viewers. It's a pleasure to be here this morning.
Indeed. Let us keep the discussion going with you, Benson. I mean, you've shocked the entire football community. What begs, Mohamed Kallon's, leave from, his duties? What's wrong?
So, the decision, emanated from several reasons, but I would say those reasons can be collapsed into three, broad spectrum.
Okay.
One of which has to do with his conduct during the course of the negotiation of his contract. The other being his action or inaction outside the dugout. That is where he stands to coach on a daily basis or when he turns out on the pitch to train the players. Because coaching is not just about standing in a dugout there and pass instruction onto the players, and then after which it goes much more beyond that, particularly going by his stature and the kind of job he's doing for the national team.
Okay.
The third one has to do with actions related to the recent FIFA series match that was played. If I am to put this in details, I would say, starting with the first aspect, we had several conversations with Mohamed Kallon in order to ensure that his contract issues are sorted out. He was appointed as head coach of Leone Stars by the Sierra Leone Football Association, and this was endorsed by the Ministry of Sport and the National Sport Authority, who are the representatives of government as far as sport is concerned. Fast track forward, on August 2nd, we had an election and there was a new leadership. And when that new leadership took over office, the president in particular, President Babadi Kamara, when he got briefed of the dealings around the national team and all other issues, he was particularly concerned that the head coach has no contract. And this was also factored in the transition committee reports, and there were recommendations to be pursued. So these recommendations were pursued vigorously. The president and his executive committee took on themselves to engage the Ministry of Sport and the National Sport Authority to see how these issues can be resolved. In the tripartite meeting, where the Ministry of Sport, the NSA, and SLAFA were present, that meeting resolved that it is the responsibility of SLAFA to develop the contract of the coach and present to the Ministry of Sport and the National Sport Authority for their approval. And that approval is the concept of the approval is based on the financials involved, because it is government of Sierra Leone that pays the money. We cannot, take decision on our own and ascribe a certain fee to be paid to the coach when government cannot afford it. That is why I always go to them to say, this is what we have agreed on. Please review, and if you agree, we can go back with the coach and sign. And then NSA will sign on behalf of government as a witness, which is what is the practice I've experienced. Now, throughout those negotiations, Mohamed Kallon maintained one fact, that he is in negotiation with the National Sport Authority in terms of how much he should be paid and his contract. Okay. He did maintain that. But he never disclosed to us that they have reached an agreement and the cost of that agreement they have reached in terms of the contract, cost implication is X, Y, and Z. He never did that.
And how much was that?
I'll come to that. So,
but it wouldn't hurt to mention it now.
Sorry?
It wouldn't hurt. I would just want to take
15,000 USD.
Okay.
But I'm saying he did not disclose this to us.
Okay.
Okay. So, in the penultimate meeting we held with him before going to the Ministry of Sports, we had, a shocking letter from the Ministry of Finance.
Okay.
This letter was written to the National Sports Authority, but we are copied. In my living history with SLAFA, that was the first time the Ministry of Sport copied us in a letter written to National Sports Authority. before? No, except to see it on social media, and other than that, no knowledge. We are shocked to realize that that letter was speaking to an approval of payment based on contracts submitted to the Ministry of Sports. While we are sitting with Mohamed Kallon discussing his contract. His contract and the payment terms therein had already reached the Ministry of Finance and approved by the Ministry of Finance, submitted by the National Sports Authority. Yes.
How much did you have in mind to pay him?
Well, given
as
all
part
of
the negotiations,
given all of what have been playing around, blah blah, we had in mind similar to submit same, because even in our conversations, yes, even in our conversations that day, we said, well, we cannot go against this. But there were two key shocking items also on that letter that we received. One of which has to do with payment to the goalkeeper coach, and the other a payment to the goalkeeper coach. I mean, we are not against the goalkeeper being paid, because we have never before submitted list of coaches to be paid by the government of Sierra Leone, and we included goalkeeper coach, never before. So it came to us as a shock that a goalkeeper coach was sent to the Ministry of Finance for payment without our knowledge, first and foremost. But worst of it all, the goalkeeper coach that we are aware of, who happens to be Banju, who has been the goalkeeper coach, was not, his name was not the name that was approved on this letter that was copied to us. The name that was on the list was Mohamed Kallon. As LAFA, Mohamed Kallon is the designated kit manager. And as recent as the FIFA series, he was a kit manager and not the goalkeeper coach. So we are really shocked. So Mohamed Kallon was confronted with this letter. We're on this negotiation, but are you aware of this letter or the content of this letter? He said to us, not really. I've maintained all through that I've had conversation with NSA on my contract, but I've never signed a contract with them, and we have never reached a conclusion on how much I should be paid.
That's what he said?
Yes. What about Mohamed Kallon? Are you aware that Mohamed Kallon is on this? He said, no, I'm not aware. He swore to his two kids that he's not aware. So we are not able to progress with the meeting to reach a logical conclusion. We said, okay, no problem. We'll report back to the Ministry of Sport and the National Sport Authority that this is what have occurred thus far in this assignment that was given to us. So we went back in the same tripartite meeting, we made this presentation, but before that we wrote officially, chronologically highlighting all the stages we have gone through on this. Now, in that meeting with the Ministry of Sports and the National Sport Authority, the National Sport Authority made it clearly to us that, in fact, Mohamed, they have a contract on Mohamed, and Mohamed is aware. And he's not only aware through a telephone conversation, he was even there in person to negotiate that before the final approved documents were forwarded to the Ministry of Finance. So we are particularly concerned because the NSA signs as a witness on contract of coaches. The contract is between SLAFA and the coaches.
So it's on procedural for the
Absolutely.
NSA to negotiate with,
Absolutely.
with the coaches? Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, so that is one aspect. So to us, we saw that as being very disingenuous to us, because we have engaged you severally to reach a conclusion. Yet, you had a separate engagement with the National Sport Authority. It would appear as if it was because he was negotiating with National Sport Authority that's what got us annoyed. No, that did not get us to the edge of our seat. What got us to the edge of our seat is that he never disclosed this to us, in spite of all the meetings we held, including the most recent meeting we held before going back to Ministry of Sport to report of this letter received from the Ministry of Sport. And interestingly, the minister herself, I'm not here to speak for her, was not aware of all of these arrangements.
So the NSA and the Sport Authority, the SLFA and the Sport Authority,
the NSA
in the dark?
No, NSA and Ministry of Sports.
Ministry of Sports.
Yeah, we are in complete dark. Yes.
About the negotiations.
Okay. I have a colleague of mine who will tell me we are giving a news blackout.
I would just want to interject for a while. Let's just hear from Batu.
Yeah, I still have two broad.
Want to add something? Okay.
No, I still have two broad areas I want to speak on regarding why he was sacked. I've just spoken to one aspect.
Go ahead, finish up.
I'm grateful. Okay. The other aspect has to do with we are confronted with recent approvals from the governing authorities, CAF and FIFA, in respect of, well, CAF in particular, in respect of the qualification of coaches that are to be appointed as head coaches of the national teams.
Okay.
Be senior team, women's team, under 15, under 20, as the case may be. We receive a communique on this. And we are obligated to these institutions to go by their directives, dictates, decisions at all times, and ensure that our members and officials also go by it. It's an obligation on us, which we sign up to. Okay. They did not force us, we are not coerced. We did it out of our free volition. So based on this, we picked up one particular member of staff who was the assistant coach too, Mr. Paul Parker. And we wrote to Mohamed Kallon, who is the head coach, and he recruited these coaches as his backroom staff. That's, we have a concern with your assistant coach. Can you please avail to us his credentials? It was never about Mohamed. Now, they presented to us his credentials, and his credentials were not in conformity with the standardized approvals from CAF. Exactly. Okay. Now, he has an excellent qualification, a UEFA A. But the codes of CAF says if you are to coach, be head coach, assistant coach, 1 or 2, you have to have a UEFA Pro, a valid UEFA Pro. You can have a UEFA diploma, but it's not valid. You always be referred to as one of those that have the license, but you cannot practice because the validity aspect of it is not enhanced. This is a rule. No, but he did not have UEFA Pro. So we told Mohamed, okay, if this is the situation, you have to set him aside. Yeah? And fast track forward, the technical committee decided, as a matter of fact, we should do this for all the national teams, not just limited to the assistant coach. So Mohamed Kallon also was brought into this category. Okay. Yes. A huge administrative lap on the part of SLAFA, because at the point of his appointment, if I have to be honest, with the public, we ought to have done this.
All of these?
Yes. But this was not, but this was not done simply because the management of the national team have got a huge ambiguity in between SLAFA, NSA, and the Ministry of Sport as to whose responsibility is it to do X, Y, and Z. You understand? And we, as a secretariat, we operate under the directive of the president. So go by the dictate. And when he gets approval from the executive committee or Congress, it comes to us and then we implement. Okay. You understand? So, but when the leadership changed, the new president, Mr. Babadi Kamara, clearly said, no, we have to take authority of this and ensure that this is put to rest. So that was how this whole process started, also with the CAF coming in. So Mohamed was requested to present his credentials. The assistant coach, Mr. Musa Kallon, requested to present his credentials. At the point when Mr. Musa Kallon presented his credentials, he was qualified to hold a CAF A, because the regulation says with CAF A you can coach a national team. You understand? But he was also in default, because he had not done his refresher course, which is what issues the license. Because when you are issued a diploma on completing the course, every 3 years you're expected to do a refresher course by way of renewing your license, if you like, and then you are issued a license, which will last with you for another 3 years. Yeah, Musa Kallon was not in this circumstance, but it was also not his fault, because these refresher courses are a responsibility of the federation, of the issuing authority, in this case the federation. So we had issued a license A to him under the auspices of CAF. We quickly organized a refresher course for all the license A coaches. And he went through the refresher course and was certified and therefore cleared. Yeah? Let's make this very clear. So, yes. So, Mohamed Kallon took time. No, I'll get you the credentials, I'll get you this, I've contacted this. He presented certain credentials to us, but they were not in conformity with the standard of the UEFA issued license and diplomas. So go back to, this is not the standardized certificates or whatever it is. He said, okay, I'll get for you the originals. We gave him a deadline eventually, because we went back and forth, and the deadline came and passed. He did not come to us. And eventually the technical committee invited him to a meeting. Now, they invited him to a meeting and asked him, look, what is the status of this license. And then that very day, he presented his license, his diploma and his license. And before this, he had gone on social media and made a live broadcast that, as a matter of fact, Slapper have said his license hasn't got a valid license, blah, blah, and therefore he has to renew, and now he's on this, it has been paid. He made a lot of statements. So to us, that was a breach of confidentiality. Remember, I had taken responsibility on behalf of Slapper that we ought to have done due diligence on Mohamed before first and foremost employing him. But we did not do this because of the ambiguity. National Sports Authority wants to do this, SLF wants to do this. And I, being the head of the secretariat, I go by the dictates of the president. The direction he wishes to push is what I go with. The speed with which he wishes to push is what I go with. Now, and eventually, we said to ourselves, no, we have not gone to the public to say Mohamed Kallon have got issues with license, we have requested him to present to us his credentials or blah, blah, blah. We never did. Because to us, it was going to be a huge slap on our face, and it is, and it still is, to employ a coach whose license we are not updated, who ought not to be coaching. Because the
points to social media.
Yes, so the UEFA code says in Article 32(2), it says when you hold a UEFA diploma, you are required to renew your license every 3 years. Failure to renew your license, you understand, means that you should not coach. Right. You can be referred to as a UEFA diploma, UEFA pro holder, but you are not qualified to coach. This, I did not write the regulation.
So in summary, these are all the things that's led to
so based on this, we took a decision in that direction. The last aspect has to do with, in the package, the FIFA series, which was the last stroke on the camel's back. Mohamed Kallon have had an irregular approach in terms of his approach to the media. Whether it has to do with holding squad announcements, press conference before teams depart, which is a usual practice for all national teams and even clubs. Before the teams depart, they have announcements of, the squad. They face the media, they question them as to why this was selected, why this was not selected, and then they answer questions. He has had an irregular approach to it. He does not show up. Pre-match press conferences, Mohamed Kallon does not attend them. Where he does is very irregular, because I'm aware of one that I can recall that he has attended, which was a post-match press conference when we played Egypt. I'm aware of one throughout his reign. Yeah? And post-match press conferences, when he's approached as to why all of this, he will tell us, no, I'm not contracted and therefore I cannot do this. No. Yes, you are not contracted, but this is a process that is on. Yet, you go to the practicing field, you coach the team, you select the squad, you travel with them, and when it comes to attend pre and post-match press conferences, say you are not contracted and therefore you cannot attend. It doesn't sit well with us. So those were part of the reasons. Now, in the FIFA series proper, this was a FIFA organized event. FIFA were there. Mohamed Kallon, before they departed, we had issues with the goalkeeper. Because first and foremost, when we found out that, yes, NSA told us, Mohamed Kallon told them that the goalkeeper coach he had, Banju, was not qualified. And therefore, he cannot be on the payroll. This was the reason for which his brother, Kemokai Kallon, was submitted, or his backroom staff, Kemokai Kallon. Let me take his brother out of it, because I take it to be that he was employed as a professional. His backroom staff, Kemokai Kallon, the designated kit manager that we're aware of. If you go through all our communications to NSA, to the Ministry of Sport, to the Confederation, to the sister MAs that we have played against, all our communications speak to the fact that Mohamed Kallon is a designated, Kemokai Kallon is a designated kit manager, not goalkeeper coach. Yet he submitted to the NSA. So we said to him, okay, if you have said the goalkeeper coach you currently have is not correct, you have to look for another goalkeeper coach. So he was given time. He came back to us and said, yes, I've got one goalkeeper coach. Where is he based? He said in Belgium.
Belgium?
Yes. And we said to him, no. With the goalkeeper coach, we cannot go with this approach. We don't want a goalkeeper coach that will show up only for 72 hours, and after which he goes again, which means he only show up when there is a match. We want a goalkeeper coach who is resident, who can have a broader impact on our game. So if he's contracted, yeah, and he hasn't got an international assignment, he will help our local coaches to grow, our local goalkeepers to grow, and not to be shown up on match days. You understand? So, of course, based on this, we also suggested to him, okay, if this is the case, and you have this FIFA series match to play, for us not to go without a goalkeeper coach, while you are on the broader search for a goalkeeper, you need to search internally to go to a goalkeeper. He did not come back to us with a solution. So we suggested to him, there's a goalkeeper coach, which we are aware of, that is very good, who is with Bo Rangers. Can you take this goalkeeper coach? He said to us, no, he cannot take him.
Bo Rangers?
Yes, on the basis of the fact that this goalkeeper coach is a foreigner, and as Sierra Leoneans, if they go out somewhere else to find jobs, it becomes very difficult for them as foreigners. And therefore, he cannot take this goalkeeper coach. This was his explanation. Now, on the assistant coach, he said to us, I cannot take Paul Parker out of the team. Even though we have said to him, no, you have to take him out because he's not qualified by the CAF standard. But he said, no, based on the chemistry I've had with him, I'm going to take him as the mentor coach. Surprisingly, even before we reach to this surprising point, we also said to him, okay, if you cannot recruit at this material time, we suggested to him another coach. You understand? The coach of Baibure Warriors. Yes, at Zappa, Francis Zappa Kuroma. Okay. We said, okay, you are going to this FIFA series. The assistant coach you have is not qualified. You've said you want to go with him as a mentor coach. Can you look at Francis Zappa Kuroma, who is your colleague, whom you have played with before, who is also doing very well, to take him as a coach? He said no, he cannot take Francis Zappa Kuroma.
Before you suggested this man, had he refused the man from Bo Rangers?
Yeah, yes, of course, he has refused him.
Okay.
Yes, this was on one part of the goalkeeper coach. On the assistant coach too, he said, no, we cannot take him. On the basis of the fact that, he said, he cannot understand my philosophy. I've already built a team. By the time he comes in, he understands my philosophy, the time is very short. It's okay, no problem. Okay. And this is where, if you go back to the public, they have said we have imposed on him a goalkeeper coach, an assistant coach. No, there's a difference between suggesting and imposition. If we had imposed, we catered for the ticket, blah, blah. We have bought tickets to those coaches and said, go. I've seen that before in the past, where the government of Sierra Leone, through Ministry of Sport, will present a technical team, and SLAFA will present a technical team. That's imposition over imposition. But we never did. When he said, no, we cannot take it, no problem, go on and play. But what was the burning issue was that when he got to Azerbaijan in the FIFA series, he presented Paul Kamara as Paul Parker, whom he has said to us is his mentor coach, as the assistant coach too. That was what he did. We had a post-match press conference that he was to attend. He sent him a pre-match press conference. And FIFA was very worried, and they got on to it and said, this is unacceptable. The head coach should attend. He's here, he's valid, he's not away, he should attend.
FIFA said.
Yes.
They wrote you. Their official letter to
Sorry?
us. Is there an official letter?
No, there's no official letter, but they had a conversation with the team manager and the head of delegation.
Okay.
I'll come to anything official at the end of the series. Now, I'm concluding. In 1 minute, I'll conclude.
Just wanted to.
Now, so the idea of, then the post-match press conference came. He was also spoken to attend the post-match press conference. He did not.
Okay.
He refused blatantly. So the idea that is being, flamed out there, that the decision to sack Mohamed Kallon is as a result of the fact that he hasn't got a good political relationship between himself and the president or the ESCO. I mean, it's not true. It's not true. They may not.
Do they have a good relationship?
They may not. They may not have had a good relationship. But since this executive took over, the president and the executive have taken painstaking time to ensure that whatever it is that may have been the fuse between them and Mohamed Kallon is resolved. Right. The president have had more meetings with Mohamed Kallon as head coach than all the presidents before him put together that they have had with the head coach of Leone Stars. Why? Because he constantly wants to give Mohamed that confidence. Forget about what have happened in the past. Forget about what people have said. I am committed to ensuring that we do well. If I undermine you, I'll be undermining my own leadership. I will support you in every shape and form to ensure that you succeed. So to the point that even when we said we cannot go to, how do I call it? Paul Parker, he said, no, I have to take it as a mentor. We said, no problem. If this will make you succeed, we will support you. So that is never part of it. And if this was to be true, that it is because of Mohamed Kallon did not support Babadi Kamara, that is why this is happening. The question is, why does he have to wait for 8 months to take this decision? Okay. If this is a situation. And we also can be factored in this as
so
staff of SLAFA.
In summary, these are all the reasons why he was fired.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Fumba, as the government body overseeing sports development, what is the NSA's reaction to the dismissal of Mohamed Kallon?
Thank you very much. As I sit here, I think it's 8:53. We have not received any official communication from the Sierra Leone Football Association directed to the NSA speaking to the termination of Mohamed Kallon.
Is there any law that says they must consult
there has
with
been
you?
An official channel of communication between and among the Ministry of Sports, the NSA, the SLFA, and even the Ministry of Finance. So whether there have been law or no law, when Mohamed Kallon was appointed, an official letter was sent to the NSA presenting Mohamed Kallon and his team to the NSA. So if a decision has been taken, which is entirely, exclusively the right of the SLFA to hire coaches and to terminate, but I'm saying, as I sit here this morning, we have not received any official communication speaking to that. That needs to go on the record. When my colleague was speaking, he said, his first word he said, one of the reasons for the termination of contract for Mohamed Kallon, he said his activities during the negotiations of Mohamed Kallon's contract. It means negotiation has been ongoing. So how can
negotiations between
Mohamed Kallon? That is what basically
between Mohamed Kallon and SLFA and NSA
that
and the
is his
Ministry
word,
of
not
Sports.
my words. I'm just trying to put it so that I can give a minute to it.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify.
If negotiations are ongoing, maybe you could have just said we cease negotiation instead of terminating it. Because in your words, we are negotiating. We have been negotiating. So why can you terminate when negotiations have not concluded? I'm just giving a minute to his own words, not my words. And in the 3 reasons which Benson advanced, he only, I don't want to say indicted, he only brought in NSA on one aspect of the reason, which is why I am now going to speak to those reasons. First, Benson said there has been ambiguity around the management of Leone Stars. To us at the NSA, it is not. The NSA is guided by the Act, which established the very NSA. And kindly allow me to give you some few relevant positions in this Act. They say, the National Sports Authority of Sierra Leone, Act 2017, being an act to establish the National Sports Authority of Sierra Leone for the promotion, encouragement, development, and supervision of sports and sporting activities in Sierra Leone, and to provide for all other related matters. It is clear we know why the NSA was established. And if you go under the functions of the National Sports Authority, this is Part 3. Part 3 is clearly talking about funding aspects. So like he said, there's ambiguity for us. It has never been the case. It is the SLFA that communicates to all federations around the world. The NSA has never done that. It is the SLFA, through the technical committee, that identify players that they want to invite to come and play for national team. The National Sports Authority has never done that. When we go out, it's the SLFA that interface with their counterpart FA. It's the SLFA that organize press conferences, even if we are hosting matches, even when we are going out. So we have never crossed our boundaries. The NSA, we have always consistently maintained our statutory position. So to us, if they basically say there be ambiguity, and he was not able to mention those ambiguity, it is also fair.
I'm going to come to that.
Yes, it's also fair that he brings them out for the
one of the things he has said is that it was not your place to negotiate with the coach. He said it's on procedural.
So I'm coming to
That's
that.
what he said.
You know, I've got a couple of issues I want to speak to.
Okay.
Before Benson was appointed as General Secretary, I was at the ministry. I served as acting information officer. The appointment of Celestete, a Ghanaian coach, was a tripartite agreement when Chris Kamara was there as a Secretary General under Madam Aisha Yuansi. The Ministry of Sports, the National Sports Authority, then the Sports Council, and the SLFA. In fact, it was an interview panel. Other people applied out of this country. They were interviewed online. At the end of the day, the ultimate decision was Celestete. He got the job. After the job,
Who are the persons in the panel?
I'll give you the details. But SLFA was there. I can tell you SLFA was there. This was Chris Kamara's era, not you.
Was the
No, I'm saying it was the days of Adikali as the permanent secretary at the ministry. So this was just part of the panelists.
Was the salary also discussed or negotiated on the day for the interview?
To that. No, their 2 hours to conduct interview and present the successful applicant. And after that, the SLFA did a covering letter and sent to the Ministry of Sport for onward procedure. What we need to be very clear here, a developing country, maybe Bessie can speak to that better. What we are facing here is the SLFA does the appointment, but the payment of coaches is coming from the government through the NSA. And if you are paying somebody...
Is there a law that speaks to that?
Sorry?
Is there a law that speaks to that?
Well, that is
that it is the NSA that should, by law, by statutory mandate, do this.
So is there...
And not the...
That is how it has been happening. All the coaches, time of Memura, they have been paid by the government of Sierra Leone. They have been paid.
But does it make it legal? I'm asking because I want to know what the law dictates.
It is quite legal. So if national coaches are to be paid by the FA, they hired by the FA, no qualms, no debate, no argument. We as government agency will be so pleased because it will make relief from the government expenditure. We'll be so pleased for that. So even as we sit here, if the SLFA can say, okay, in order to lay all of this issue of coaches to rest, we are going to hire, we will pay the coaches, it's fine. There's no qualms about that. But just so that we can get it very clear,
let me
all the coaches in Sierra Leone.
Hold you 1 minute, please.
I think this will be unfair.
Just hold on. I'm coming back to you.
I don't want to lose my thought.
You're not going to lose it. Is there a law that says it is the NSA that should do these negotiations for salaries?
No, but he has not said they do the negotiations anyway. He has said it.
But you have accused the man of procedurality. You said they should not have done it in the first place.
So I am saying, to be fair with him, for the space of this conversation here, he has not said it is their responsibility.
But he said that's what's been happening actually.
No, what on the he has. Let's think confirm that there was answer to it.
I think I'm here.
Hey.
Yes.
You said that's what has been happening actually.
That you negotiate salaries.
It's a tripartite arrangement always.
I said when SLFA appoints coaches, they do the presentation and they do a letter to the NSA,
which represents the government.
Coaches, and once they present it to us, it is the government through the NSA who will be paying all the coaches in Sierra Leone.
No, it's not the pay, the negotiation.
No, negotiation of the salary.
I just want to be clear.
That they were to be paid.
So in terms of negotiation, we enter a contract with them. And the reason why for contract, because we are paying them. What the SLFA does and what they ought to have done, what they ought to have done, I'm happy mentioning acquest. In law, you call it acquest. Acquest to most of the things. So when
I want to be clear, please.
Things?
Is it the NSA or the SLFA that actually negotiates salary for coaches? That's what I want to know.
Salary for coaches?
Yes.
First and foremost, you can negotiate when you are paid. How can you negotiate when you are not paid? It's the NSA, the government that pays the coaches. This has happened for.
So are you saying it is the NSA's job to negotiate with coaches as to how much they should pay?
This is logic. This is logic. Again, we have to be guided with this conversation. This is not the first time this is happening. So even in law, there has been precedent. This is not the first time.
So you're banking on precedent,
no, it's not
which is not legal.
It's not only precedent. This is what has been happening.
So my question is,
the NSA,
did Kallon's predecessor, the former, the coach that was dismissed before Kallon, did he have a contract?
Yes. In fact,
who prepared that contract?
In fact, before going to that, from Celestete, John Kista, and Melukari, I have their contract.
Who prepared
and all
that
of them?
contract?
It was the NSA that prepared all of them, right?
It was the NSA that prepares their contract,
all
send
of
it
them
to the Ministry of Finance, and the Ministry of Finance review and approve it.
And who negotiated the salary?
When it's come to the salary, it is exclusively the NSA.
Okay.
The NSA.
That's what we wanted to understand.
Yeah. So the reason for that is
because Benson is saying that you shouldn't have done that in the first place.
No, he has not
because
said so. He has not said so.
I've said so. You have never done so in the past, but I'll come to that.
Okay, so
I said so emphatically.
You should have listened. Actually, you have said that.
That has never happened. But I'll come to that.
There are histories, there are documents to the effect.
NSA have never.
There are histories, there are documents to the effect to speak to the fact that in the past, from Selastete to Yonkista to Amidukari, it's the NSA that negotiated their salaries, and NSA that enters into contract with them. Contract because we are paying them. This is government money. You have to protect government money.
Are you saying that the SLFA cannot protect government money?
I have not said that. Okay. I don't want you to put words into my mouth. Let me
say you should also protect the money, but there is the SLFA.
What Bensi said, and I agree with him, he said there are certain things they ought to have done, which they did not do. So first of all, when you appointed Mohamed Kallon, did you attach to your house terms of reference? Were there rules and regulations guiding the conduct?
He has accepted that they blundered.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to react
during the hiring process.
I don't want to react with that one.
I don't want to but I'll speak to this issues later.
Please just hold on.
You are protected. Go on, sir.
And again, when Mohamed Kallon, before he accepted the job, he gave conditions. I was privy to those meetings. To all the parties.
Including the SLFA.
I was part of that meeting. One of the conditions he gave was, currently I am serving as the coach for FC Kallon. So you have to, yes. So you have to.
No, he refers to Kallon.
Oh, okay.
So you have to give me. So you have to give me. He said they should give him 3 months period because the law says when you serve as a national coach, you should not be a coach for a club.
Another team. Okay.
So he gave that condition. That was accepted. Condition 1. Condition 2. He said he has to appoint his backroom staff. And just going through the conversation for my colleague, the communication at SLFA, he said this is the very first time Mohamed Kallon was given the leverage to bring in his backroom staff. So he was given that condition. The other point here is Mohamed Kallon said during the training section for him, he don't want to see journalists or any fans or any spectator within the arena while he's conducting his training. I remember those three conditions, and they were all agreed. And after 3 months, he resigned from his club.
The question: why would you agree to all of these kinds of conditions?
Because first and foremost,
which seem quite constraining to me. And illogical, if you like.
So whether it is constraining to you, we are dealing with a coach that is coming in. He wants to bring in philosophy. He wants to bring in new things, and everybody is looking up for results. Like Messi said, most of the team Mohamed Kallon put together, they agree because if they think this is what will make you succeed, then go ahead. So in the view of everyone, which we thought it was how do I call it? How do I call it? It was fair enough to give it space. We agree, but that was never the case. That was never the case. And when Mohamed Kallon went to the NSA, there's also a document. Yesterday, I perused the document. I wanted to bring that document here. He presented his philosophy.
What is his philosophy?
The philosophy is his thinking, how he wants to see the national team. His philosophy, his playing philosophy. In football, they call it the DNA. He presented everything.
I want to summary of that philosophy.
Booklet, at the back of that booklet, like this one, at the back of that booklet, his backroom staff were all identified, which the SLFA had initially said, we'll give you the green light to appoint your backroom staff.
What's the summary?
Backroom staff, let me loud on this, please. In that backroom staff that was accomplished by that book, it was a booklet. It was signed by Mohamed Kallon. It was signed, his signature is there. Back of his philosophy.
What's the summary of that philosophy? I just want to understand. What did he say?
The philosophy is philosophy. Well, I did not read the details.
Well, you said you read, perused it yesterday.
I did not say I read it. No, don't get me right. I did not say I read it. What I said, I said he presented his philosophy.
And you perused it yesterday?
No, I look at the last page. But
the last page?
The last page was because the reason
just hold on. We have to hear from our man in studio too. But please finish your case.
Messi said they were surprised to have received a letter from Minister of Finance speaking to the fact that Mohamed Kallon was the goalkeeping coach. That is what he said. And we are saying we acted upon what Mohamed Kallon presented to us, which also Messi have said, which also
said he did not submit.
Well, whether he said that or not, Mohamed Kallon should be able to clarify that for himself, not you or I. And the reason here is Messi have said they gave Mohamed Kallon the leverage to appoint his backroom staff. If you are giving him the backroom,
the SLFA and the NSC, there are some discrepancy and lack of coordination.
100%.
The public and citizens
100%.
are assuming that both bodies, the SLFA and the NSA, must be able to work together when it comes to these issues. For instance, the appointment of a coach. You have regulations, you have a constitution, of course there's SLFA constitution, you have rules and regulations that govern, of course the NSA, that's an act you're holding there. What is the problem? Are you not going by the dictates of these rules, these acts? Where is the problem?
Okay,
I mean, how does Mohamed Kallon come in? Because it's like the clash of the titans, and when elephants do fight, they say it's the grass that suffers. And from all indication, it appears that the problem is between the SLFA and the NSA. Nobody knows what is my responsibility, what my body should do, what that other body should, because now you're confusing.
If I respond to you, I'll lay this to rest. In no time.
Before you respond, please.
I'll lay this to rest.
You are confusing citizens. If Mohamed Kallon is in negotiation with NSA without the knowledge of SLFA, and yet there was a tripartite body looking at these issues, at what point did you stop dealing with every pertinent issues within the tripartite body? No, I'm asking.
They gave us the authority to negotiate, and they were also negotiating. But that's what it means.
Let's allow a close voice to the conversation.
You gave us the authority to negotiate, and you are
so what
negotiating.
we'll do, Benson and Bachelor, we'll come back to you guys in a jiffy. Let's hear from a man in Studio 2. I mean, you've followed sport development in Sierra Leone for a while. You know, you've listened to the two bodies this morning, the SLFA, you know, and the NSA. It appears as though that they are not in sync. Definitely, of course, which is quite clear. Where do you stand? How can you analyze this situation? What do you think the problem is? Is it a problem of procedural deficiency? Do you think that it's just a political tension, or, you know, professional, you know, impasse, if you like? What's the main crux of this problem you are seeing, really? Because definitely there's a problem.
Of course, there's a problem. I think there's not that synergy between the SLFE, that of the NSA, and even the Ministry of Sport, and in appointing Mohamed Kallon. And we also, during the time of Thomas Daddy Brahma, the SLFE, the NSA, and the Ministry of Sport came together in appointing Mohamed Kallon, and he was unveiled as the coach for the national team for, I think, 3 years, from 2025 to 2027. And it was, I think, the tripartite was coach. Fast and forward, when the leadership of the SLFE changed, and we all saw what happened during the SLAFA election, Elective Congress in Lungi. And some of us, we are actually preempting that. We saw it coming. And when the new executive,
preempting what?
This issue that is happening now between Mohamed Kallon and that of the SLFE and that of the NSC.
Why?
Because Mohamed Kallon, during the time of the elective Congress, he was not in support of the present executive of the president.
So you think this is political?
Of course, somehow. It can be.
Did he come out, did he actually come out and make that known in public that, oh, I'm not in support of Babadi or something?
Of course. Everybody know.
All right.
Everybody know. He was not in support of Babadi Kamara. Everybody know. But actually, this is not about Mohamed Kallon. You understand? It is about transparency, due process. What was done to Mohamed Kallon, for me, personally, for my personal view, I think it was uncalled for. It should have been done like that. There is a room for discussion, engagement, which should have been done between the NSA, the SLFE, and Mohamed Kallon himself. I think that was a gray area. You understand? Both parties, we are not like seeing the same point. That was the actual reason that led to the sacking of Mohamed Kallon, termination of his contract.
I'm sure you listened to Benson. He has highlighted a whole litany of issues they had with Mohamed Kallon, from him being hired as a coach, the procedures they went through, even with the negotiations. One of the things he has accused the NSA of is that they should not live in their place to negotiate with coaches and as to how much they should be paid.
Who is paying this money? The money is being paid by NSA.
Government, actually.
Through the government.
Batilo is saying the money is from government and the NSA should protect the money.
Of course.
Painting a picture as though, you know, the SLFA cannot protect the money.
Well,
so, but Eric argues that this has been a procedure, actually. You know, although it's not legal, they've argued.
Legal. It's legal.
It is.
Is it legal?
It's legal.
So I had asked you,
which
particular document are you referring to?
Illegal.
Which particular document are you
But I'll
referring
speak to that,
Who
like I said.
negotiates
It has
salaries
never been the
for
procedure.
coaches?
It has never been
I
the
had asked
procedure.
you, and you said
that's ambiguous.
That is the ambiguity we are talking about.
Please, can I
It
hear
has
myself?
never been the case, but I'll expand on that.
Myself? Can I hear myself? I am moderating this program, please. Can
That
I
is
hear
an
myself?
element of the ambiguity
Can I
we are
hear
talking
myself?
about.
I have been listening to you religiously, trying to understand exactly the argument all of you are making. And what is clear this morning, Batilo and Benson, is that Bartolo is saying that this is procedural. They've been doing it. And I asked you quite clearly, I was very crystal, whether you would point to a particular clause, a legal instrument that supports your argument, except banking on, a precedent, if you like. Well, you said it is what has been obtained.
And even the precedent is not correct.
And even Benson cannot point to a law that says
correct.
which particular, entity should negotiate salaries for coaches.
Oh, so it is
and
even
that's
legal.
a problem.
No, it is even legal. If you listen to me very well, with clear understanding, by the way, I gave you the preamble of this act. We are talking about what? Supervision, promotion, encouragement, and development of sport. These are big words. They encompasses everything. And if I go now to the specific, kindly allow me, please, because we need to because you are asking about legality now.
Yes, I'm asking because I really want to know, because Benson is saying that you are not supposed to negotiate salaries for coaches.
They have never done so.
He said
they
have never done so in the first place.
They have never done so.
But you're pointing to history.
They have never done so. They have never signed a contract with a coach.
So you see the blatant discordiality in your arguments this morning.
I will unpack this.
Like I said,
in no time when I
want
get
to
the
speak to
opportunity.
facts. Now let's go to.
Well, what is your? Okay, have you seen?
Yes,
it?
I've seen there. I've seen there.
Okay.
For example, the objects, functions, and powers of the authority.
Okay.
It's important. It says one. The object for which the authority is established is to provide leadership in the development of sport in Sierra Leone.
Okay.
Let's take the word leadership. Okay. If you are a father at your home, you are providing leadership, the well-being of your kids, sending them to school, making sure that that's leadership, the word leadership. Except if you want to give any other connotative meaning for the word leadership. But the NSA should provide leadership for sport development across Sierra Leone. That is one key thing we have to mention. Secondly, encourage participation of Sierra Leoneans in sport. But then most importantly, provide resources, services, and facilities. So if you are talking about providing resources, if you are talking about providing resources, and the national coach is paid by the government of Sierra Leone, who do you think we have to protect that resources? Who do you think, if you are right thinking says, who do you think would have to negotiate? If somebody is working for AYV, who do you think we negotiate the salary of that person? Is it the management or somebody outside AYV? That's the point.
But are you saying the SLF is out of the football? We're all doing this together.
No. If you are talking about legality, you ask whether it's legal. It is legal by this act, and I will go further. I will go further to give you under miscellaneous function under the Minister of Sport. Right. It says, without prejudice to the generality of subsection 1, the minister may and not shall. Okay. The law always talk about may. We know what is may. The minister may prescribe regulations. For example, the procedures for the appointment of coaches, referees, umpires, and judges by sport bodies.
The what?
The minister may prescribe procedures.
Procedures,
So even as it is now.
Where are the procedures?
No, what I'm saying, even as it is now, the minister can say you have to advertise. The minister can prescribe procedure.
Yeah, how be done.
No, I'm saying no. I'm just giving the powers of the act. That's what I'm speaking to.
Right.
And in the past, this has been done. In the past, by the way, in the past, this has been done.
Benson,
let me unpack this.
We're coming back to you.
First and foremost, Mohamed Kallon have consistently maintained to us. If he comes here now today and say he did not say so, it's okay. He has consistently maintained to us that he has not signed a contract with NSA. So the question is, on what terms did NSA submit a certain contract to the Ministry of Sports for payment of
Ministry of Finance
for payment of backlog salaries for 8 months without the knowledge of the Minister of Sports? Again, I have earlier maintained that I'm not here to speak on the Minister of Sports' behalf. Again, if she comes here and say that she has not said so before, it's okay. But I am aware, I was not told, it was not a story told to me that this is the situation. Now,
I mean, how come it took you more than 8 months to draft a contract? Clearly, Mohamed Kallon, it is my understanding that he was working without pay for those 8 months.
13 months.
13 months, okay, fine. So how come it took you that long to just draft a contract?
So this is the ambiguity I'm talking about. When these are, usually, when appointments are made, we write a letter of appointment to the coach or coaches. In this case, the coach. Because like he said, he appointed his backroom staff and said to them, you have been appointed your terms of reference, your enumeration will be communicated to you, you understand, following an agreement between us and the government of Sierra Leone.
In this case, the NSA.
Yes, yes. Okay. You know why? Because it is the government of Sierra Leone that pays. So
as Eric said.
As Eric said. But there is not a triangular communication in this triangle.
And whose fault is it?
No, it's not a fault yet.
Okay.
I said there is not a triangular communication in this triangle. What's the triangle? The technical team, the SLAFA, and the NSA. The communication is between the SLAFA and the coaches. Whatever we get from them, we go to NSA. It is not NSA that speaks to the coaches.
Negotiate.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This has been the consistent situation. It is the SLAFA that negotiates and go to NSA and say, look, the coach have said we should pay him X amount. Yeah? And then NSA will tell us, no, this amount is too huge. We cannot pay this. Government hasn't got this sort of money. Go back and renegotiate.
Okay.
And then eventually we'll agree on the final cost. And this will be inputted in the contract of the coach. And in the contract of the coaches, it is there stated that, in the case, Mohamed Kallon has got one anyway.
Let me just land on this. Take 13 months?
So no, I'm coming. I'll speak to this ambiguity. That's what I'm speaking to. It will then state that Mohamed Kallon, SLAFA employs you, you understand, and you'll be paid X and Z amount. I'll tell you for sure, even the negotiation of Mohamed Kallon contract, he pointed out this to us, based on the fact, based on, I think, his conversation with Ministry of NSA. Now, no, it is NSA that is paying me. It should be stated in the contract that they are my employers. We say no. It is us that employ you. And this is part of your protection, because if anything happens, if anything goes south, they will never take NSA, Ministry of Sport, or the government of Sierra Leone to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. It is SLAFA that they will take to court. So this is why the principle of all national team coaches in the world, it is the MA that employs the national team coach. The aspect of payment is an arrangement between us and government, not the coach and government. Now, let NSA produce a contract. Now, for a contract to be valid, it has to be signed or entered into by two people or sets of people, not so. So we are saying, for Amidou Karim, who is the predecessor to Mohamed Kallon, to John Kista, who served before Amidou Karim, the contract they have was signed between them and SLAFA. NSA signed as a witness. Eric sitting here, when their office was at Wilkins Road in negotiating Amidou Karim's contract, when we drafted the contract and inserted the payment clause, we went to their office at Wilkins Road on a rainy day. Himself, the deputy executive director, at the time it was Dr. Kenny Brahma that was the executive director, Stephen Kefala, director of participation, their corporate director, what's the name again? Ali, they were in that meeting. The then vice president one, who is the head of technical, was in that meeting, and myself. And the technical director at the time, Mr. Barr. We sat in that meeting. They said to us, the money they were paying, by the way, they were not speaking to Amidou Karim. They said to us, the money they were paying, Mr. Kista, they will not be able to pay Amidou Karim.
How much was that?
Sorry?
How much was
I think Kista's salary was 7,500.
Okay.
Amidou Karim's salary was 5,000. Yeah? So they said, it's 5,000. We agreed. Go back to Amidou Karim. No problem. I'll take the job. I want to serve my country.
Okay.
And then we signed with Amidou Karim. They signed as witness. They did not sign. A witness is not a party to a contract. NSA has never been a party to the contract between SLAFA and the coaches. They have never been.
This is not correct.
Now,
this is not correct.
Let me say this. Now, what they are claiming to be a contract, because in the meeting following our meeting with Kallon, where we received this letter from Ministry of Finance, when this was put to them, they came with barrage of documents. And they said, we have the contract. We have been signing the contract with the coaches. And I said to them, can I please see this contract? They gave me the contract. I said, let me scan it using my phone. They said, no, you should not scan it. They took it back from me. I said, okay, at least let me read. I read the first phase. It was never a contract. The document they are speaking about to be a contract that I saw, if that is what they are referring to, maybe I mean,
the one they submitted to Ministry of Finance.
The one they said they submitted to Ministry of Finance. Okay. Not for this, in this case, not for Mohamed Kallon. The one they got me to see was the one for John Kista.
Okay.
It was, for payment, they make the payment. You have to internalize. You have an internal system of processing payments and requesting for payments. Okay. They prepare a document, internal document, which they sign with no signature of the coaches, because on that document there was no signature of John Kista, which means it's never between them and John Kista. It was an internal document, which they present to the Ministry of Finance for processing of the payments.
Without any signature?
We are not preview. We don't have a single copy of such document in our file.
So this is not the first time this thing has happened.
So when I talk about this ambiguity,
Victor,
or when the president, I'm protected. You listen to that.
No, the reason is Victor.
When the president, you have your bite. When the president,
I don't feel so.
When the president,
discussing.
Yes.
When the president,
even when I want to be,
you even read the law.
Let me conclude.
No,
you
still
not answer my question.
You
didn't have to take
without interrupting me. I don't know how to make my point to be interrupting me.
That said so.
Yeah,
I've been asking questions.
No, it did not have to take that long.
We are coming to you. We are coming to you.
Did
it have to take you? Just answer this question.
Is the timekeeper for the debate? That's okay.
Did it have to take you 13 months?
No, ma.
To draft a contract?
No, ma. No, ma. This happened.
Yes.
This happened simply because of the ambiguity.
Listen,
why
now,
is this ambiguity?
No matter the defense you guys put up this morning.
NSA is saying they are in control. Slaffer is saying we are in control, and we ought to be in control. So I am saying, no, just let me just conclude on this ambiguity. You see, until and unless this is resolved. Earlier, Mr. Kerrick said they are supervisors, they are this, they are that.
It's not me saying, it's the law.
We are not against that. As a matter of fact,
yeah, it's actually a supervisor.
We are a subject to them. We register with them annually. They are our supervising authority.
Oh, good, okay.
But, which is not to say they have to do our job.
As we speak,
we have the responsibility.
Another question here. As we speak, has this payment for Mohamed Kallon, the backlog, has it been affected?
So this is it. The payment for the backlog payment was approved for 8 months.
So has it been affected?
And then we got this information from the Ministry of Sport.
Okay.
What was a shocker in the payments, and which have led to the delay of the release of those payments, was that there was discrepancy in the goalkeeper coach.
Okay, so all this while, Mohamed Kallon actually worked without being paid?
Yes.
Okay, we'll come back
now,
to you.
No, but I have not concluded on this ambiguity, and it's very important that we speak on
we
this.
We don't have all the
time. No, this is why it's important. This ambiguity on the management of the national team.
Too much time, I feel.
We don't have all the time.
On the management of the national team.
It is
let me conclude on this.
It is clear. We'll come back to you to round up, please. We have messages to take from Facebook.
In the first place, the Bensi I know, if Bensi sit here and say to the Sierra Leone and to the lawmakers that Eric said they are supervising us, it means he does not want to recognize our authority.
No, that's and then we'll register with you.
In my words,
if we don't want to recognize authority, we'll not register you.
I'm not party words.
This allowing words to go ahead.
That was why you said. He said Eric said they are supervising us. It means you don't want to recognize the highest lawmaking body.
Anyway, I agree with you. They are your words, not mine. They are your words, not mine.
The NSA is operating within the laws, the legal laws of Sierra Leone.
They are your words,
not mine. We are not
acting
otherwise.
Okay.
That has to be very, very clear. He keep on talking about ambiguity. There is none. You appoint the coach. We never appointed coach. Have we? No. You invite players to come and play for Sierra Leone. Have NSA ever? No. When we travel out, have we ever communicated to any other MA around the world? No. Where is this ambiguity you are creating? As if it is something that we are not like this. And again, you keep on saying this word.
What led to the fine of $7,500 for Sierra Leone? What led to the fine from FIFA?
Messi, let me come, please.
It was ambiguity.
Messi, please, let me come. Messi, please, let me come.
Please, allow me to
I can understand. You want me to lose my thought.
What led to the fine?
Please.
You're protected.
So, the point as you said, the document was signed by the NSA and not the coaches. It means NSA, in my words, I will analyze it for that. We are acting as if we are frauds. Because if you are saying the contract which you said, it was not signed by the coaches, it's implied that we are fraud, and we are not.
Why was the signature on there?
So, the same processes which will follow from the days of Celastete, by going through all of these processes and sending it to the Ministry of Finance. By the way, Ministry of Finance, they have their experts. You don't just go a document and they approve it. They have to look at it line by line, phrase by phrase, and the question where the need arises to be questioned.
So it's not about the coaches not to sign this
all
document.
Of this procedure, we don't just send document to the Minister of Finance and they have to endorse it. They have to go through it.
Did Mohamed Kallon sign the contract?
Mohamed Kallon have signed a contract with NSA. As I speak.
With NSA?
That's what I'm saying. When I say NSA,
this is very good for us.
Victor, you asked this question many times. If government of Sierra Leone is paying you, for example, like we are working for AYV, who do you sign contract with?
But the people from SLFA say they are not aware.
That's what I'm saying. The contract.
He said they are not aware.
That's what he said. So that is why he said, that's why I'm here. So you are taking his own word. Why are you not taking my own words? I'm here.
I'm listening to you said this and the man has said that.
The point I'm making.
Who should we believe?
So if that's.
You can ask if we are aware.
No, wait. Whether you are aware or not, that's not my own business.
Oh, really?
My own business here is if the process.
I mean,
this is what I was saying. When Bessie is talking,
you know, I'm a bit.
The point I'm making. Allow me, please, Victor, please. If the process is not okay,
you're confusing.
Why the Ministry of Finance approved the budget?
I wouldn't know. I'm not there, but it appears as though that your ministry,
because the process is legal,
would you agree?
Because it is procedural, that is why Ministry of Finance approved it.
Eric,
okay, so clearly,
that it is natural that they should be aware of these things, including the contract you're talking about.
If they should be aware,
why shouldn't they be aware?
Who said they
when
are
they
not
are the
aware?
SLFA? He said they are not aware. The man is the secretary of the SLFA. The man is the secretary of the SLFA. He said they as a body, he's not representing himself here. He's representing the entire SLFA. He said they are not aware about that contract.
He has the right to say what he wants to say. It's not for me to say whether it's aware or not. What I'm saying, we have done our own part. We send it to the Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance approve it. If it was not legal, why did they have to approve it? If it was not a legal process, why do you have to approve it?
So it is obvious.
I've also said it's the same processing that has gone through all this while. It's the same process we maintain. In this case.
So what is the way forward?
After
you should answer that. You know, you are embassy. Why have the process stopped?
You have to interview me.
Please allow us to
interview
me. What is the way forward? How do we move past this discrepancy, this saying this, that saying this?
Fantastic question.
What's the way forward?
Fantastic question. First and foremost, Bessie highlighted 3 reasons for the dismissal or termination of contract with Mohamed Kallon. Among the 3 reasons,
Spectrum.
Yes.
3 spectrum.
Yeah, 3 spectrum. They are the same.
There are several reasons.
There are reasons. Spectrum are reasons.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So
don't
he said 3.
yes.
Out of the 3, he only brought it NSA on 1. Let's leave the other. Let's just omit the 1. Look at the other 2 aspects and go out to Sierra Leone and get their views. It's not for me to say. It's not for me to say. Like I said, we will not even question why did they terminate Mohamed Kallon contract, because we know it's their job.
And yet you have signed with him. You are contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not contradicting.
And yet you have signed with him.
I'm not contradicting.
Are you in support of the dismissal? Are you in support of the dismissal?
How can someone terminate someone's contract whose contract has been got?
I said 1.
Yes.
They appointed the coaches. He said that. That is not agreement.
So it's legal for them to fire?
Huh?
It's legal for them to fire him.
If you don't have a contract with him.
No, is it legal for them to fire the coach?
They appointed the coaches.
All right, is it legal? Would you say it's legal for them to fire Mohamed Kallon? Is it legal for them to fire?
He has put in the justifications.
No, is it legal? What do you say?
What do I say? Like I said, they have not communicated formally to us until we receive formal communication.
So you object to this? You object to Mohamed being sacked? Is that what you say?
I said we will not receive a formal letter.
Do you object?
They have not communicated formally. What I'm here for, the program I'm here for,
you're not being clear.
You ask a question, who enters into contract, who pays the coach?
So what's the way forward? You answered my question. What's the way forward?
Alima, allow them. This is the formality here, and this is the bottom line. Do you agree or support Mohamed Kallon being sacked at this moment? The NSA, I mean, not you personally, yes.
So, if I speak for the
NSA...
NSA...
Are you in sync, yes?
Until we receive official letter, that will make official position.
Okay, so I'm putting it...
Please,
we have communicated officially.
Until we receive official letter...
For the record, Eric, implicitly, you're saying that you're not in support.
I'm not saying so. Don't put words. I said... When they appointed Mohamed Kallon, they wrote to us formally.
I asked you a simple question.
So when they
whether you will support or not.
To us formally.
That's not true.
Until a formal
this account,
if something is procedurally deficient, then you're not in support. Are you in support or not?
That's your own words, not my own words. I said when they appointed Mohamed Kallon, he said it here. They wrote a letter to us.
I didn't ask you whether it's their right to fire the man. You said yes, it is legal for them to fire the man.
But you said you've not received. So when we receive an official communication,
is it legal for the SLFA to have fired Mohamed?
That's not for me to say.
Answer the question.
That's
is it legal?
That's not for me to say.
Is it legal?
If it's legal,
yes.
I said when we receive official letter, we'll discuss. We'll take a position.
So the process is. Let me speak to what Eric have just spoken to, please, kindly. What Eric is saying here, I will not take responsibility if they have communication deficiency in NSA.
Did you write them?
100%. We wrote them on the 2nd
Why
of
are you
April.
saying this? You did not receive the letter?
It is not my responsibility. We wrote NSA. When we write to NSA, we don't write to Eric. No, let me learn. That's why I said I will not take responsibility for communication deficiency in NSA. We have written to NSA on the 2nd of April. We sent an email to the executive director of sport, which is the usual norm.
Did he acknowledge receipt?
Which is the usual norm. To date, he has not acknowledged receipts. When he was on the sister radio, Truth Media, he said he has not received this, but I think maybe they sent it, it was not very clear.
Said he saw it on the street like any other person.
Yes, and then he said maybe, and then he said, listen, and then he said, the tape is here.
Please give the email address for me. Please.
Okay, so the email address is, I don't know whether this is really standard for me to read this email address out.
Oh, well, it's fine.
Exactly.
But you are sure that that's the email address?
Yes, that is email. Consistently, I've been communicating to this email address, and he has been acknowledging.
Why has the
but this particular one, he did not acknowledge.
Now, let me say. Which day did you send it?
On the 2nd of April.
The 2nd. Why did it?
On the 2nd of April.
Like I said, as I sit here, I have not seen a letter.
On the 2nd of April.
It's not you, but your boss is aware.
When I said my boss have
on the 2nd of April.
Excuse me. Come here. My boss spoke to me. My boss spoke to me.
And he told you that he was not aware.
No, I don't say that. I said as I sit
on
here.
This email
you said your boss spoke to you. Did he say he was not aware of this email?
Well, he did not talk to me to come and respond to this.
No, but people said they are negating you. Is this not the official communication?
What my boss said.
Eric, is it not the official communication?
He said personal email. That's what he said.
Sorry?
Which email did you use? Is it NSA email?
Is it I wrote to the email that I have been writing to consistently. Listen,
no, I don't. Official email.
Well, listen.
No, is it personal?
It is not. This email that I wrote to is not the official.
Do they have an official
I'm coming.
email?
They have an official NSA email that I'm aware of.
So why didn't you send it to them?
The reason is very simple.
Why?
As recent as 3 days before, again, this is consistent with the email trail.
Okay.
I had a conversation with the Director of Participation, Director Kaifala. I was to send a communication to them. When he was communicating to me, to Slafa, he communicated using his personal email. When I was responding, I wanted to respond through the official email. And he said to me, the official email is currently down. It is on him to come here and say he did not say so to me. So based on this, he says, send the communication to my email, to the email from which you received the email from me.
Okay.
So earlier, Eric said we don't want to recognize them, blah, blah. This was a compliance email. We needed to provide to them our activity report for 2025, our line activity for 2026, another project that we have. This was what we did and submitted to him, including our registration. So now, if he come here and say we have not communicated to them,
I say I have not seen.
It is not true.
I have
not
seen.
yesterday, not today,
not
tomorrow.
Mr.
I said I have not seen as I sit here.
Mr. Leby, you've listened to these two gentlemen from SLFA and NSA. What do you think is the way forward?
Well, before pointing out the way forward, I think there seems to be procedural irregularities between that of the SLFA and the NSA. I think they need to understand themselves in the future.
And this is very true. Even before Parliament,
in taking such decisions.
This is very true.
It is not about sacking.
In your estimation, Levy, is this a big problem for the country?
A very serious problem for the
It
country.
seems like a very big problem to me.
Because it is not about sacking Mohamed Kallon now. It is for the development of football or sports in general. Now it is between NSA and that of SLAFA. Who knows, tomorrow it might be between NSA and other sporting body. So I think they need to come together, understand themselves for the future, for such not to occur. Now it is about Mohamed Kallon. But trust me, there are other reasons and there are other issues apart from Mohamed Kallon that are underground that we are yet to know about. So if they keep on doing this, I think the country is going to suffer.
Do you suspect the influence of politics here?
Well, I cannot say it is politics, but it has to do with transparency, due process.
Do you sense insubordination?
From who?
I mean, both parties. The NSA don't see
it is personal interest, I see.
Okay.
It is personal interest. Everyone wants to show, every one of them want to show who is in charge. Who is in charge? It is personal interest.
Yeah, it's serious
I'm
personal
saying
interest.
personal interest.
It's
Serious
serious
personal
interest.
interest.
No, I say it's
From that of
serious
the
personal
SLFA
interest
and that of
is
the
also
NSC.
at play. Okay.
You understand? Because you
I'm
cannot
quite
allow
agree with you.
NSA to engage Mohamed Kallon in terms of his
Can
contract.
you briefly explain personal interest so that my viewers understand?
Okay,
From
personal
where is it coming from? You mean, are they protecting Kallon? Or what?
personal interest in the sense, the NSA wants to work directly with Mohamed Kallon because engaging Mohamed Kallon without involving the Sierra Leone Football Association is procedural irregularity from their own side, from what the both of them have explained so far. And for the Sierra Leone Football Association, by taking the decision, asking out or terminating the contract of Mohamed Kallon without involving or informing NSC, it's also a personal interest. It's also a personal interest.
So each party
and it has
serving
serious
their
issues.
interest.
Yes, and it has serious implication on the development of football. We are talking about the national team. This is the Sierra Leone national team, the Leone Stars. We are not talking about personal clubs, the Bow Rangers, the Diamond Stars, or whatsoever. This is the national team, the men's A team that is representing Sierra Leone. Shortly, we are going to start the qualification for the AFCON 2027.
Right.
And now, Mohamed Kallon has his own plans, you understand, for the national team. But now, we are going to start all over with the new coach. And now we don't have a coach. We are going to start all over for the new coach to understand the players, to understand the system for us to qualify. And now our qualification is being questioned here. Because in football, we have preparation. In a game of what? Result. It's a result-oriented sport. And you have to develop it. From start, you have to prepare. But now our preparation is being questioned here because we don't have a national team coach. And there is an issue between the SLFA and that of the NSC.
And what's the way forward? I want to take some messages on Facebook.
Okay, now the way forward is for the NSC, the Sierra Leone Football Association, to come together and have that kind of synergy for the future, for this not to happen anymore. They need to understand themselves.
All right, thank you so much. Let me take some messages on Facebook. I'm not sure Alima can see hers, but from Joseph is saying, the dismissal of the Leone Stars men's national team coach has sparked widespread public debate across Sierra Leone. It highlights the need for key football authorities to act strictly within their constitutional mandates, working collaboratively without interference, especially in matters as crucial as the appointment of national coaches. We don't know all these clauses or anything that has to do with Kista or Amidou Karim. We want to know why you pulled the plug on Kallon. Let these guys stop beating around the bush by taking us back. That's from Jobi Bangali Jr. And Alan Campbell is saying, the SLFA have got to fire without the consent of the authority that provides them with the salary from our tax money. SLFA should seek funds to pay the coaches if they want to be independent. The rules for Western football are what I know, sir. That's why I said in Sierra Leone, in Belgium where I live, and also a U18 first team coach of Cycle Brogel, I have a deep knowledge of how the Belgium Federation works. When Martinez was sacked, permission isn't taken from any sport authority. The FA decided and later informed the sports authority that they have relieved Martinez, and it is the FA that pays, not the sports authority. The authority supervises only. A lot of messages here, actually. A lot of people are having their bites on the matter. Samboy Casanova is saying, is the NSA also responsible for appointing all other coaches or other sporting associations in the country? Or is it only limited to the SLFA? Please, I want you to be noting these down so that you can respond adequately. This one is saying, Levy is a supporter of Mohamed Kallon, who has been all over condemning the FA decision on Mohamed Kallon. The public, the supporters and taxpayers deserve to know the real reason why Mohamed Kallon was sacked. SLFA needs to hold a press conference and explain what happened behind closed doors. During the Kenneth Brymer era, we never heard of all these coaching negotiation issues.
Thank you, sir.
The National Sports Authority, under the leadership of Emmanuel Safar Abdullah, has brought the authority into disrepute. That is from Hawa Dauda, who I'm sure is a board chair. NSA was created to ease the problem or find a final solution to the adverse issue arising among football families and the sport family in general, but it's like NSA creation is not serving the purpose. Waiting bang do salon. Unale we beg we ancestors for any wrong we don't do. Confusion, denial, undermining, the betrayal everywhere, from the Okada riders to the state host. Problem. This is from Mosdi. Benson Paul Packer have a valid UEFA C, B and A diploma in football from a Royal Belgium Football Association. So Benson, stop misleading the listening public that Paul has a diploma in mental coaching.
I never said so.
A diploma is different from a license. It is when you have a license that qualify you to coach. I am a UEFA B. This one is from Samboy Casanova. I am a UEFA B diploma and UEFA B license holder, also under the Belgium Federation. I do refresher courses every 3 years. Just this morning, I received a notification from Dito to proceed with my new refresher session. A lot of messages here, actually. But do you care to respond to these concerns? Okay, our Dauda is quoting an article, Article 30.4.1 of the Sierra Leone Football Association Constitution clearly gives the SLFA the authority to hire and dismiss. Any institution that hires is also responsible for negotiating salaries. The National Sports Authority is overstepping, trying to run Leone Stars.
So,
Guys.
Can I start?
On the personal interest, when Mr. Leby said personal interest, I said I agree that some form of personal interest is at play here.
Okay.
The executive director of Dr. Emmanuel Safa Abdullahi has been very clear with his words on Truth Media that A, Mohamed Kallon is his friend. He has been a lawyer for Mohamed Kallon. 3, he lobbied the then executive committee to appoint Mohamed Kallon.
Okay.
These were not my words, these were his words. So if this is the case, you understand, this has a tendency of saying some amount of conflict of interest is at display. Because you are talking of a friend, a brother, your client, whom you lobbied for to get a job. You understand? But the people I was not involved in the decision. As a secretary, I take minutes. And he even spoke to one of the technical committee members who takes the decision. He said that it is on tape. Now, so if that is the case, then personal interest is at display, and that amount of conflicts of interest. This has to be very clear. Okay. On Mr. Leby also, Mr. Mohamed Kallon sacking has nothing to do with politics. I said, if it had to do with politics, the president would not have taken his time and his executive committee to engage in more than any other president before. Right. Yeah, that is 1. 2, if it was for politics, Mohamed Kallon would have been sacked on the 3rd, or the 4th, or the 5th, or maybe some 6 months ago. But this is the 8th month of the president's leadership. If it were for politics, based on what have happened in this space, based on what people have put out on mainstream media, on social media, I would not have been as Lafa, working as the substantive general secretary. He inherited office, I was acting general secretary. You understand? Based on what was playing on social media, perception of people, that Benson is supporting this candidate, Benson is not supporting this candidate. Yeah? The secretariat is supporting the sitting president, Thomas Dadi Brahma, they are not supporting Babadi. You understand? Then the secretariat staff that are there wouldn't have been there today. Is it the case that he has not relieved any staff? Yes, he has released some staff. Why? Because he wants to ensure that he have the best on board. And the technical director that we have now, for whom a technical director was relieved to be replaced by John Kista, the progress he has made is unimaginable. UEFA license A, refresher course. License D, CAF approved, done. License C, CAF approved, ongoing. Another license C, pending, CAF approved. License B, approved. This is under the man that was appointed some 3 months ago. So if you don't call that progress, I wonder what you call progress. And this has the control of the national team, has nothing to do with money. Yeah, we just want to have a responsibility to have. I'm closing. We just want to have a responsibility to manage the national team. There was a texter who said in that text message, when the Belgian FA sacked the Martinez, yes, they only informed the Belgian authorities because they pay them, and this is what happens everywhere in the world. These monies are given to the FA, and the FA will expend and provide accounts to the issuing authority. They say they cannot give this money to us because their statutes say X. I've heard this from them. Now the question is, football is not the only discipline. There's volleyball, They give money to volleyball independently to manage without assigning the finance officer from NSA, without the executive director carrying the bag on his back to accompany the team. They do same for cricket. They do same for handball. They do same for basketball. But when it comes to football, they want to purchase the ticket. They want to negotiate for the ticket. They want to negotiate for hotel. They want to manage the management of the home matches. For which, based on this ambiguity, for which the Sierra Leone Football Association was fined 7,500 Swiss francs after the match against Guinea-Bissau in Liberia. What? For poor match organization, which was
the same way you're showing now,
which was done by SLAFA, by the NSA.
But
so we are saying, let us have responsibility. Right. If we, by the way, the budget that NSA act on for the national team emanates from SLAFA. If we give you a budget and that budget is approved, if you get the money, give it to us. Let's manage it and account back to you.
Benson.
And I say it has never been about money, because if it were to be about money, it will not be for the current president. The current president has attended several engagements without taking a single cent from SLAFA.
I want him to do.
So it has nothing to do with money.
He's done. Please go ahead.
It has nothing to do with it.
And I want to beg that you be fair with me to give you more
time. Please go ahead.
You can take 1 hour.
By the way. And I will take off from where he ended. He said the budget, Leone Star budget, originates from there. And I'm happy he's speaking this for the first time to the Sierra Leone public, so that Sierra Leoneans will know that the Leone Star budget is not developed by NSA, just sent to the Ministry of Finance. It comes that way. They have to prepare the budget, send it to the Ministry of Sport. Ministry of Sport review and include government delegation, because the budget they send.
And go to Ministry of Finance. After which is blackout. After that is blackout. I don't have any knowledge of what happens beyond that.
You have to have the.
Let's allow some.
That's what happens.
I want to make a point.
Go ahead, Eric.
After that, no knowledge. Means blackout.
They have to prepare the budget, send it to the NSA. The budget they prepare caters for issues around the SLFA. No government official is included, for example. So when the budget comes to NSA will have to review it and make provision for government officials, vis-a-vis journalists, Parliament, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Sport, NSA officials. But their budget does not cater for that. After that, it's sent to the Minister of Sport. The Minister of Sport will have to review it. After that, they take it to the Ministry of Finance. When the budget gets to the Ministry of Finance, it has to be reviewed all over. There they will ask questions. When that budget is approved, the final budget is approved, the NSA director is given a copy. That copy will be given to the leadership, not the Secretary General, but the leadership at the FA. That budget will also be given.
The FA has no record for that.
Whether they have it or not,
the FA has no record. We should have record.
If they don't have it, we have our record. Okay. So when that budget is approved,
the FA has no record.
They will give it to the leadership of the FA. They will give it to the Minister of Sport.
That's part of the ambiguity.
So you know that, for example, activity A. This is what is for activity A. Activity B. So whether Benson is aware or not, the leadership, like he said, when he sent letter to NSA, it's not for me to know. He sent it to the leadership. So if I'm not aware, it's the same thing. Secondly, he made mention of the statement made by the executive director at Truth Media. I also agree, but he only pointed out what the ED said. He did not go into the positive. Like he said, the ED applauded the SLFA under the reforms that they under John Kista, the technical director, the innovation. So he was also going to be fair to speak about that. But like he said, the ED lobby, he said he lobbied. And the same thing you said there, that because of goalkeeping code, you lobbied to Mohamed Kallon.
No, we did not lobby. We suggested.
What you suggest? These are semantic words. I suggest, I recommend, I lobby. They are the same words. So you also suggested. When you suggest does not impose. When you lobby does not
for
impose.
For us, it will no amount of conflict of interest.
See, this is what I'm saying. You not be fair with me. This is offside. This is offside. Yes, so the same way he lobbied, in the interest of Sierra Leone, and thankfully enough, when he lobbied, his advocacy brought the result. Mohamed Kallon played 8 matches. He went on meeting on 6 matches. 3 win, 3 draw, and 2. So even in university, 75%, when you get 70, it's A. So his advocacy resonated with what Sierra Leone we are thinking about. So like somebody said from the Belgium, and this will be the solution, all of us are saying, if the FA can take entirely the responsibility of the technical people of Sierra Leone national team, hire them, negotiate them, enter a contract with them, determine their salary, and you pay them. The government will come and say, thank you very much to Sierra Leone Football Association, because government has got huge other priority areas. So no, I'm not saying that's what the sector, that's what I'm now saying. As part of the solution, if the SLFA can entirely take the responsibility of the national team, particularly the technical people, government will come back and say, thank you very much to the leadership, thank you very much to the SLFA, because you relieve government from this kind of expenditure. But again, for the last bet on this, if Benson have said here, that the list which the NSA sent to the Ministry of Finance, they have problem with the goalkeeping coach. Why? Okay, let's give a stake to the goalkeeping coach and the rest be processed and paid. What is wrong with that?
Who stopped it?
No, I'm not saying you stop it.
No, I asked you a question. Why was it
I'm not
stopped?
saying you.
Thank you,
So
sir.
if you have questions 1 out of 4 out of 3,
Who did not submit? How can we stop?
All right, thank you so much.
That's not our responsibility.
I'm not saying you said it.
Thank you, sir. It is not.
What's your closing statement this morning? I mean, you've listened to the banter. As rancorous as it was, we've not found a solution.
Before I make my closing.
The loggerhead is deepening, the chasm is widening, and it appears as though there is huge procedural problems,
of course, procedural irregularities are still there.
Mismatch, among these two, between these two agencies. What are your recommendations? You've heard from Eric.
Yes, before I make my closing, I want, from what Benson lamented, I just want to ask a few questions to Benson, short one. And can the Sierra Leone Football Association, you understand, explain the technical benchmarks that was used in terminating Mohamed Kallon's contract? Because he played 8 matches, you understand, and won, I think, 4 or 5. And from the man from NSA, it's around 70 to 75% success rate. And what were the technical benchmarks? 1,
I mean,
and 2.
What you're
was
doing
there also a formal performance? Was there also a formal performance evaluation system that was used?
I just asked you for you to have recommendations. If you have any question, you can forward it to Benson later on after this program. But I'm afraid what you're doing.
Okay. At the end, it is not about Mohamed Kallon. You understand? Sierra Leone football is bigger than that of any individual, whether be it an official of the SLFE or any other person. I think my suggestion here is for the Sierra Leone Football Association, the NSA, for them to sit together, you understand, have that kind of understanding as to the development of football in the country, for such not to occur in the future. Now Mohamed Kallon is gone. It is not about Mohamed Kallon anymore. But they are going to hire another coach. But you are the technical people. You have already terminated Mohamed Kallon's contract. Mohamed Kallon is gone. He's out of the picture now. Now let's talk about the future. We are gradually going to start the AFCON qualification for 2027. We have to prepare now. You have to bring another coach, another new technical man. So bringing in another new coach, I think for such not to occur in the future, the NSA and that of the SLFE needs to come together, they sit together, map the way forward and understand themselves for such not to occur anymore.
All right, thank you so much indeed. I mean, gentlemen, it was a pleasure indeed having you in the studio this morning. Thank you so much, Tamba Lebi. Tamba is a sport development experts in Sierra Leone. You've also heard from Benson Bawor, who is General Secretary for the SLFA, and of course Eric Fumba, who is Director of Media and Communications for the National Sports Authority. It's definitely a conversation that we'll take further, from here, in the future to see ways how they can amicably, settle this impasse or this administrative,
we have had tripartite
tussle that they are having at the moment. But thank you so much indeed for watching as well. We're going for a short break and we shall be back for the second segment.
In the heart of Sierra Leone's dynamic rhythm, Rocal Commercial Bank is your beat to a brighter financial future. We're not just a bank, but we're your financial partner committed to your success. We've got the financial tools you need to rise higher. Our team is here to serve you with speed and a smile because your time matters to us. So, are you ready to unlock financial prosperity? Highlighting key banking services such as Keke loans, Combra account, fixed deposits, SME loans, internet and corporate banking, from savings that grow your dreams to loans that fuel your ambitions. Demonstrating fast and friendly customer service. Showcasing cutting-edge banking technology and ATMs. Access your money anytime, anywhere with our state-of-the-art technology and a network of ATMs. Our Rocal SimCopper app puts banking in your hands, where you can pay for EDSA, Afri Money, Orange Money, and pay bills including school fees and make transfers to other bank accounts. Remember, you can also experience Rocal e-banking today. Then join us now. Visit any of our branches or explore our website. Rocal Commercial Bank, your bank of choice.
Sorry, car, go see some business partners.
You didn't give me my money, Michael.
Can if I kiss a young, you remember this camp people in not to in that day.
Today you pay me my money. I don't send it for let you help me send money in Ghana. 2 weeks now you not send me money and 10 you not give me back my money. Today, give me my money.
You know ever sabi goodness na life. I send back your money, but trust me, today na the very last day I ever send money for now.
I don't need your help because I don't know so with Afri money. I dey able send money. Now Baku Africa countries them.
With Afri money, we'll be able to send money to over 10 African countries, whether it's Ghana, Gambia, Liberia, or Kenya. If me party we know this, we know for the party grammar right now.
Okay, una go regret. I mean now una go regret.
The best part right now, Michael, with Afri money, you dey able send money even if you not use app, even if you not the online directly. All you need for do, you just a dial *161#. Pam, your money don't go. So I don't need the help again. Thief man.
Thank you.
Send money to over 10 African countries instantly with Afri Money. No stress, no excuses. Just dial *161*1*6# now. Afri Money, quick and easy.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Sierra Leone on AYV television and radio. Now in our second segment, we have been joined by Sylvia Ajaro. She's the company secretary of Ginny and Francais, who is also a French teacher at Olivier Academy Bilingual. She's here to talk about Ginny and Francais operation in Sierra Leone, among other things. Welcome to Wake Up Sierra Leone on AYV television.
Thank you, Ma.
So what exactly is this? Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Génie en français.
Génie en français.
Yeah.
What exactly is it about? Tell us a little bit about this.
So, Génie en français, first of all, is a name, is a French name, means genius in French. So, it's a non-profit organization which aim to promote French language in Sierra Leone. And also, we also promote quality education in Sierra Leone and also to put forth the French culture in the Anglophone countries like Sierra Leone also. We start here in Sierra Leone.
So what motivated this move? Because, I mean, owing to the fact that Sierra Leone is an English-speaking country, even though we've seen the French language making inroads in our schools, and you see our students getting more interest in French of late. And of course, as adults, when you apply for jobs out of the country, it's another added advantage if you can speak French. What motivated this move, and what gap do you intend to fill?
So what motivated the foundation of Génie en Français is from our founder, the CEO, Mr. Rose. He got an opportunity of a scholarship to study in France, but because of the rebel war, it was cancelled. And we can see also the rate in Sierra Leone that French is dying. French is dying. And we are right now in the West African community. We are in ECOWAS. We are part of the ECOWAS. And considering as a member of ECOWAS, French language is also an official language in ECOWAS. So we wanted Sierra Leone to be part of this opportunity when we have a opportunity like infrastructure, French infrastructure coming in Sierra Leone. We want Sierra Leone to be part of it. So what motivated us to bring up French is because French is dying, first of all, and second, also we've seen that French is the fifth spoken language, most spoken language in the world. So French is very important. And in West Africa, we have 9 countries that is speaking French. And we know that we have the business, trade, exchanges, and we want Sierra Leone to be part of it. That's what motivates us.
Well, many students do struggle to learn foreign languages, even myself.
Yeah.
So what innovative methods would you be using to ensure that you make learning a little bit more fun and easier for those who would be learning French through your foundation?
Okay, thank you very much. We put in place a national French quiz in Sierra Leone here that took place first of all in last October 2025. Yes, we had the national French quiz. Okay. Yes, we've collaborated with the Minister of Education, and we got this national French quiz, and we made the preliminary, and we have 5 schools that will be going for the final and next year. And we also made in place an international French quiz, which involve other West African country, Anglophone country, which is the Gambia, Liberia, Nigeria, and Ghana, to put value French.
So was it a competition?
Yes, it's a competition. And also we put also in place a teaching program, training session for teachers, to train teachers French, because we went during our visit, our school visitation, we remarked that there is no few French teacher. So that's why the French is dying out. That's also part of the plan, the training session to train teachers to come up with the vision.
So who are your target participants? Is it just students, well, school-going children and teachers, or do you intend to expand your activities to adults like us? For instance, I've been interested in learning French, but I've found it very difficult to find a teacher, because some of the teachers you even find cannot really speak French. All they do is take the textbooks, go to the class, read from the textbooks, and you children say after me, but they can't really have a conversation, a fluent conversation in French. So would you be expanding your activities to also allow adults to learn French and be able to speak it fluently?
Yes, of course, we are expanding to adults also. We are expanding, it's not only students, because we want to motivate every learner that want to learn French to be part of us.
I want to learn French. I'm not joking, I'm serious.
Yes, we will share our contacts after this program, yeah.
So in an event where someone is watching now and they're interested in learning French, how do they go about it? How can they contact your foundation and be enrolled for classes and the like?
So you can contact Génie en Français by email, info@génieenfrancais.com, and also you can call the number 076 6394 and 36.
Are you done with that?
Yeah.
So do you believe language education, for instance, such as this you're doing now, this foundation that you just started, do you believe they can also help bridge cultural and economic ties across, well, not just West Africa, across the globe?
Yeah, yes, of course.
In what way?
Yes, of course. By establishing tourism, we can help, because when we are training, for example, when we are training those who interpret language, to guide tourism, that can also help.
Or tourist guides?
Yes, tourist guides. That can also help for the Sierra Leone economic development. It can also help.
Who are going to be the trainers? Are we expecting to have
yes.
French teachers from French-speaking countries, professionals?
Yes, professionals from France.
Do you also have Sierra Leoneans here? Well,
we also have Sierra Leoneans here, but we prefer to bring up professionals from France, for example, that can train those teachers with qualified certification.
So earlier on, I asked about innovative ideas. You know, for adults especially, well, we usually see that kids, very young ones, find it easier to adapt to speaking other languages than adults.
Than adults, yeah.
So how do you intend to go about this?
Well, we put in place some materials, book learning materials that can help also adults to learn the French, because we have materials like A1, A2, A3, J'apprends le français, that are very good on learning French. We have also audio-visual books, materials that can help also to pronounce the language, because language is about, it's not about only writing, it's about also speaking, the art, the oral art. So this audiovisual can help the adult, both adults and children, to learn French and to love the French language, as you were saying about your experience with your teacher, your previous teacher. So that's what we also want to, we want also to change the methodology, teaching methodology in those teachers, how to embrace the language and how to bring the learners to love and learn French.
Okay, so what's the end game in all of this? What do you intend to achieve? For instance, by now you'd have a target. In 1 year, would want to see this set of school children or this number of school children speak French fluently, this number of adults speak French fluently, and also, how do you intend to compete? Because I don't know if you're aware that there are apps. Like, for instance, I use Duolingo sometimes when I want to learn foreign languages. Yeah. But there are other apps as well that can help you speak French, Spanish, whatever you choose to learn. What's the advantage of coming to learn French under your foundation and your activities? What's the advantage as against learning French through these apps online?
Okay. The advantage is the physics.
Okay.
The face-to-face. You can also agree with me that when you have an app, you can sometimes be tired of it to learn.
It gets boring.
It gets boring. So, and also you can't be serious of it because you are maybe busy with other things.
It keeps popping up in my phone. I thought you said you wanted to learn French. I thought you said you wanted to learn Spanish.
So, about us now coming to us, we will just encourage you, motivate you to learn French. We will show you the French language to do not be only a language, but also part of your daily life. That's what we want to bring.
Would this be going for a fee or is it free?
For Génie en Français is for free.
Okay.
Yes, but we also have.
What is the meaning of Génie en Français?
Génie en Français, it means, as I was saying previously, it means genius in French.
Genius in French.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have also classes under the laboratory that we put on. Language Instinct is a lab, is a language lab where we do not only teach French, but we teach Spanish, other languages, Chinese, and as we are just gradually moving, we go on with other languages.
How much will it cost the person who wants to learn French through this lab?
To this lab, well,
a beginner, by the way.
A beginner, I think that will be, we can say that will be private first, but it's not, is
it
almost
affordable?
Free. It's affordable for everyone. It's affordable for everyone.
Okay. As we close, as we round off, could you please take us through how and where people can find you and your organization in case they would want to be a part
Well, we
of this?
are, our office is located at Juba Hill. Génie en Français is located at Juba Hill, and you can contact us as the previous contact that I gave.
Come again?
You can see us. Our office is located at Juba Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, Juba Hill. After Longley, going back to Funkia, you go Juba Hill. Our office is located there, and you can also. We are also on the media platform, right? We are on TikTok, Facebook. You type Génie en Français, and you will see us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us on Wake Up Sierra Leone this morning.
Thank
Sylvia Jau, I wish you all the best in your activities to come. This is where we'll draw the curtains down on Wake Up Sierra Leone today. I have been your host, Alimati Judge. We do appreciate our sponsor, Local Commercial Bank, for your support of the program, and all our audiences want to say we love you. Keep tuning in to AYV.
Indeed, and I am Victor Jones saying goodbye. Stay with us. Through the day, there are more, enlightening programs to come up. We shall be back tomorrow morning at exactly 8 a.m. for the final edition of this program for this week. Until then, do have yourselves a splendid day. Goodbye.
Génie en français. Génie en français. Génie en français.
Do you really want to learn French? All right, let's go.
Notre vision. Nous sommes engagés à pourvoir des opportunités aux étudiants, créer une communauté de peuples sains et bien éduqués pour se tenir devant l'audience dont ils en sont en ligne, une économie dynamique et une contrainte culturelle très vibrante.
We are committed to provide opportunities to all students, create a community of healthy and well-educated people to get in front of their audience they deserve, a dynamic economy and a vibrant cult of culture.
In Génie en français, we teach,
inspire,
we transform and nurture every child,
every chance and every day.
You're watching.
Sorry, car, go see some business partners.
You didn't give me my money, Michael.
Can if I kiss I young, you remember this camp people in not to in that day.
Michael, today you pay me my money. I don't send it for let you help me send money in Ghana. 2 weeks now, you not send me money and 10 you not give me back my money. Today, you give me my money.
You know ever sabi goodness in life. I send back your money, but trust me, today na the very last day I ever send money for now.
I don't need your help because I don't know so with Afri money. Are they able to send money? Now Baku Africa countries them.
With Afri money, we'll be able to send money to over 10 African countries, whether it's Ghana, Gambia, Liberia, or Kenya. If me party we know this, we not for the party grammar right now.
Okay, una go regret. Una go regret.
The best part right now, Michael, with Afri money, you dey able to send money, even if you not use app, even if you not the online, directly. All you need for do, you just a dial *161#. Pam, your money don't go. So I don't need the help again. Thief man.
Thank you.
Send money to over 10 African countries instantly with AfriMoney. No stress, no excuses. Just dial *161*1*6# now. AfriMoney. Quick and easy.